All right, you guys. So salute everybody for tapping on in. Y'all press one if y'all can hear me in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe. Appreciate everybody in the building. Again, y'all come on in here, man. Let me know if y'all can hear me, man. Press one if you guys can hear me in the comments, man. We'll get right into this. Hold on one second, guys. We'll get right into this video today. Again, y'all press one if y'all can hear me. I appreciate everybody. Y'all can hear me? All right, man. Salute, man. Man, I got some crazy news for y'all, man. It just happened last night, man. This is unbelievable going on, y'all. And this is why I keep trying to tell everybody, man. These people be thinking this is cap. Bro, ain't no cap in the raps, bro. Ain't no cap in the raps, bro. This is too real what's going on right now. And everybody need to be paying attention. This is too real what's going on right now. And everybody need to be paying attention. I'm about to break the story down to y'all right now. And I'm about to break some more stuff down to y'all that's about to be crazy work. Shout out to Allison yesterday for the Cash App donation. Salute to you. Shout out to who was that brother's name? Hold on one second, y'all. Shout out to trying to look at this brother's name real quick. I know I had a couple. Okay, yeah, John McLean. Salute to you with the donation to the Cash App. Cynthia Collins, salute to you with the donation to the Cash App. Carol Bryant, salute to you with the donation to the Cash App. Stephanie Kibbe, you sent 2 donations to the Cash App. Salute to you. I appreciate all the people that's been sending donations about these stories and stuff like that. All y'all, salute. Let me get into this. And y'all smash the like button and share and subscribe to the channel. Y'all come on in. As we wake up this morning to the news now, the man on the right-hand side of your screen, who is Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer, died yesterday. He's dead. Roy Black is his name. One of America's most prominent, I'm reading from the article, you guys. Oh, and if y'all want to subscribe, y'all can. Salute to everybody that's tapped on in. And I appreciate everybody in the building. Once again, if y'all want to hit up, the links is in the comment section below. Cash App, PayPal, podcast show. Make sure y'all subscribe to that. I'm going to do some episodes on podcast show this week to go up there. And also the website, all that stuff. Y'all can go check it out, ticketvmedia.com, or y'all go get the free membership. Salute to everybody doing that. All the links is in the description box below this video. Let's get back to this. So we woke up this morning and this guy is dead. Shout out to Granny in the Cash App with the donation. Salute to you. I appreciate you, Granny. Check it out, y'all. Man is dead, bro. Roy Black, and I'm reading from the article, one of America's most prominent criminal defense attorneys, has died yesterday in his home in Coral Gables, Florida. Coral Gables, Florida. Mr. Black, who represented high-profile clients, including Jeffrey Epstein, William Kennedy Smith, and get this, y'all, Justin Bieber, died yesterday after allegedly battling an unknown illness. Though he continued working at his Miami-based law firm, Black Srebnick is the name of the law firm, until his final days. His death marks the end of a storied 5-decade career that redefined criminal defense in the United States. Born on February the 17th, 1945 in New York, Mr. Black moved to South Florida to pursue his education at the University of Miami. Shout out to Michelle Jensen with the donation. Salute to you. Where he earned both his bachelor's degree and law degree. His career began at Miami-Dade County Public Defender's Office, and he later became a founding partner of Black Srebnick, a firm specializing in civil litigation and criminal defense. Black also served as an adjunct instructor of criminal evidence at the University of Miami School of Law, earning the nickname the Professor among his colleagues. Mr. Black rose to national prominence in 1991 when he secured an acquittal for William Kennedy Smith, nephew of former President John F. Kennedy, in a highly publicized sexual assault trial in Palm Beach, Florida. The trial, one of the first of its kind to be televised nationally, became a defining moment in criminal defense history, with Mr. Black's skillful litigation captivating audiences. His ability to navigate media scrutiny and present his clients favorably was a hallmark of his practice. Among his most controversial cases was his representation of none other than Jeffrey Epstein in 2006, where Mr. Black, his lawyer, played a pivotal role in securing a 2008 plea deal. Jeffrey Epstein, facing charges of soliciting prostitution from those youngins, avoided severe federal charges by pleading guilty to state charges, resulting in an 18-month sentence, of which he served 13 months. Roy Black later defended the plea deal in court, arguing that it was not a quote-unquote sweetheart deal and that no conspiracy existed to violate victims' rights. This case drew renewed scrutiny in later years as Jeffrey Epstein's crimes became more widely publicized, with some online commentators recently labeling Mr. Black's involvement as enabling Jeffrey Epstein to dodge justice. Mr. Roy Black's client list extended far beyond Jeffrey Epstein, encompassing celebrities and figures like Rush Limbaugh, race car driver Halo Castronovis, and actor Kelsey Grammer. He achieved notable victories, including the acquittal of Miami police officer William Lozano in a retrial following the 1989 shooting death of Black motorist Clement Lloyd, which had sparked riots in Miami, and the only trial acquittal in the Varsity Blues college admission scandal for client Ahmed Khoury. Black's peers lauded his tenacity, with fellow attorney David O. Marcus comparing him to NBA legend Michael Jordan, calling him the GOAT, the greatest of all time, in Miami legal circles. Beyond the courtroom, Mr. Roy Black was a public figure who provided legal commentary on NBC's Today Show, Larry King Live, and other programs. He authored Black's Law, A Criminal Lawyer Reveals His Defense Strategies in 4 Cliffhanger Cases in 1999, and contributed to publications like Salon and The Daily Beast. Black also appeared on the short-lived 2005 reality show, The Law Firm, and occasionally featured alongside his wife, Leah Black, on The Real Housewives of Miami, where she was a main cast member for 3 seasons. Leah Black, whom he married in 1994 after meeting her during the Kennedy Smith trial, where she served as a juror, confirmed his passing in a statement to People's Publication magazine. She expressed gratitude for the support she received, writing on Instagram, "Thank you all for your blessings. We will be announcing details for a tribute and a celebration of life in a few weeks." Mr. Black is survived by his wife, their son RJ, and his daughter Nora from a previous marriage. Tributes from the legal community poured in as the law partner Howard Shrebnick describing Mr. Black as the greatest criminal lawyer in our generation and perhaps American history, having achieved acquittals in some of the most challenging cases in over 50 years. Attorney Alan Dershowitz, also one of Jeffrey Epstein's lawyers, called him the Dean, noting his profound impact on justice, while Coral Gables' attorney, Todd J. Michaels, praised Mr. Black as a legend who was both formidable and approachable. Shout out to Marcy Sancho with the donation. Salute to you. While Black's legacy as a legal titan is undeniable, his association with Jeffrey Epstein, has sparked polarized reactions. Some, like attorney Brian Tannenbaum, admired him as a lawyer, and every young defender aspired to be, while posts online following his death speculated about the timing and circumstances, with one user on X describing it as suspicious given his Epstein connection. These claims remain unverified and reflect ongoing public sensitivity around Jeffrey Epstein's case. Shout out to Me J with a donation. Salute to you. I appreciate it. Roy Black's career was defined by his relentless pursuit of justice for his clients, often under intense public scrutiny. His death closes a chapter on an era of high-stakes legal battles, leaving behind a complex legacy as both a master of criminal defense and a figure tied to one of the most infamous cases in modern history. Funeral arrangements has not been announced, but his influence will undoubtedly resonate in courtrooms and legal circles for generations to come. And now I have another part of his story to add to you guys that you may not like. I told you guys about this man on the right-hand side of your screen. His name is Mark Epstein. He's the brother of Jeffrey Epstein. Mark Epstein says that Jeffrey Epstein told him that he had damaging information on Donald Trump and the Clintons that could have canceled the 2016 election. Mark Epstein, the brother of the late financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, has made headlines with claims that his brother possessed compromising information about both Donald J. Trump and Hillary Clinton, which he believed could have derailed the 2016 United States presidential election. In multiple interviews and statements, Mark Epstein have recounted a conversation from 2016, which Jeffrey allegedly said that he had information that he held that was so significant that if it was ever revealed, it would have forced the cancellation of the election. These claims have resurfaced amid ongoing public interest in Jeffrey Epstein's connection to powerful figures and recent controversy surrounding the Trump administration's handling of the Epstein-related files. According to Mark Epstein, a New York-based property developer, his brother Jeffrey Epstein made the provocative statement during a discussion about the 2016 presidential race. Here's a direct quote. He said, "If I said what I know about both candidates, they'd have to cancel the election." That's what Jeffrey told me in 2016. His brother Mark told the New York Post. In January 2024, he reiterated his claims in a July 2025 interview on Don Lemon's Lemon Live at 5 Podcasts, stating that we know that Jeffrey had dirt on Donald Trump. We know. That's a fact. because he said it in 2016 with the election, that if he said if we knew what he knew, they'd have to cancel the election. His brother Mark emphasized that Jeffrey never disclosed specific details about the information, leaving the nature of the alleged dirt a mystery. He also told this yesterday in an interview with Nancy Grace. Investigative reporter Julie K. Brown, who has extensively covered Jeffrey Epstein's crimes, corroborated Mark Epstein's account in a July 2025 interview, noting that Jeffrey Epstein told his brother that he had information, and the information he had on Trump was so damaging it could have halted the election. Julie K. Brown added that Epstein also claimed there was no comprehensive client list of individuals he blackmailed, a point that has fueled further speculation. Jeffrey Epstein's connections to high-profile figures, including Donald Trump and Bill Clinton, have long been documented. In the 1990s and early 2000s, Epstein and Trump were part of the same social circles in Palm Beach, Florida, and New York City. Trump was photographed with Epstein at events, including Mar-a-Lago, Trump's private club, in 1992, 1997, and 2000. Flight logs have confirmed Trump flew on Epstein's private jet. And also, Mark Epstein, the brother of Jeffrey Epstein, was present on one flight. And he also stated that Donald J. Trump would have Jeffrey Epstein on his flight as well, on his plane as well. But he was present on one of those flights as well. The brother was present, right? Remember I told y'all that just now. In a 2002 New York magazine profile, Donald Trump described Epstein as a terrific guy and noted that it even said he likes beautiful women as much as I do. And many of them are on the younger side, said the current president of the United States of America, Donald Trump. That is a quote. That is not speculation. However, the relationship reportedly soured around 2004 over a alleged competitive bidding war for an oceanfront property in Palm Beach, Mason de Ilamite, which Trump ultimately purchased for $41.35 million. Epstein also claimed in a 2009 deposition that Trump had flown. Mark Epstein claimed in a 2009 deposition that Donald Trump had flown on Jeffrey's plane numerous times and described them as good friends, though Trump later distanced himself, stating that in 2019 he hadn't spoken to Jeffrey Epstein in 15 years and he, quote unquote, was not a fan. Epstein ties to the Clintons, particularly Bill Clinton, were also notable. Flight records show Bill Clinton took 27 trips on Epstein's jet between 2002 and 2003. Though a Clinton spokesperson clarified these were for international trips with staff and Secret Service, there's no evidence that Clinton visited Epstein's private island. Mark Epstein noted that Jeffrey admired Bill Clinton and never spoke negatively about him, suggesting that the dirt Jeffrey claimed to have was primarily about Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, the 2016 presidential candidates. And y'all ask me on my channel why I don't vote for nobody. Y'all crazy as hell. Mark Epstein's claims have gained traction amid renewed attention to Jeffrey Epstein's 2019 death in a Manhattan jail cell officially ruled a suicide by hanging, and Mark has publicly questioned this ruling, asserting a July 2025 News Nation interview with Chris Cuomo that his brother was most likely murdered. He cited statements from medical examiners Dr. Kristen Roman and Dr. Michael Baden, who suggested the autopsy findings were more consistent with a homicide, and criticized FBI Director Kash Patel for asserting that it was a suicide without a direct involvement in the case. The release of 11 hours of CCTV footage from the jail intended to support the suicide ruling had been met with skepticism due to a 1-minute gap in the recording, which Attorney General Pam Bondi attributed to a technical glitch. Mark Epstein's allegations about Trump have fueled speculation, particularly among those who believe Jeffrey Epstein's death was orchestrated to protect powerful individuals. In the Lemon Live interview, Mark Epstein suggested that Donald Trump had a motive to silence his brother, stating, "We know that Jeffrey had dirt on Donald Trump," adding that he wouldn't be surprised if Trump was involved in a cover-up. These claims have resonated on social media, with posts on X amplifying Mark's statements and linking them to a broader conspiracy theory about Epstein's death and Trump's involvement. The Trump administration's handling of Epstein-related files has sparked significant backlash from his MAGA base, particularly after the Justice Department and FBI issued a memo in this month stating there was no evidence of a client list and reaffirming Epstein's death as a suicide. Trump has dismissed the controversy as a quote-unquote Democratic hoax, urging his supporters to move on, just move on from this Epstein crap and focus on other issues, such as his claims of 2020 election fraud. In a July 2025 Truth Social post, he called those fixated on Jeffrey Epstein, even his supporters, weaklings, who are focused on that, weaklings, who have fallen for a scam, writing that their new scam is what we'll forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And my past supporters who bought this bullshit hook, line, and sinker, said Donald Trump, who ripped and criticized his own fan base. This stance has alienated some conservative influencers and Donald Trump supporters, including Elon Musk, who in June of 2025 suggested that the Epstein files were not released because Donald J. Trump is in them. Prominent figures like Laura Loomer, Charlie Kirk have expressed skepticism about the administration's transparency, with Loomer calling a reported 2003 birthday letter from Trump to Epstein totally fake. The letter, which included drawing of a naked woman and signature attributed to Trump, as reported by the Wall Street Journal, but denied by Donald Trump, who threatened and has sued. Mark Epstein's claims, while lacking specific evidence, have reignited debate about Jeffrey Epstein's influence and the secrets he may have held. The absence of concrete details about the alleged dirt has led to polarized reactions. Some view Mark Epstein's statements as credible, given Jeffrey Epstein's documented ties to powerful figures, while others dismiss them as speculative or attention-seeking, noting that Mark has not provided corroborated evidence. Posts online reflect this divide, with some users amplifying Mark's allegations as proof of Trump's culpability, while others question their validity or defend Donald Trump through anything. The controversy underscores the enduring fascination with Epstein's connections and suspicions that the death obscured truths about the elite. For Mark Epstein, the mission appears personal. He has consistently challenged the official narrative around his brother's death and sought to highlight what he believes Jeffrey knew. Whether his claims about the 2016 election hold weight remains uncertain, but they have undoubtedly added fuel to an already contentious saga, keeping Jeffrey Epstein's shadow over American politics alive. As Donald Trump administration navigates this issue, the pressure for full transparency persists, with figures like Tom Fitton of Judicial Watch advocating for the release of the unredacted Jeffrey Epstein files under the Freedom of Information Act until more evidence surfaces. Mark Epstein's assertions remain a provocative piece of larger unresolved puzzle surrounding his brother's life, his brother's death, and his brother's secrets. And now I give you just more than just articles. I give you the words of the brother of Jeffrey Epstein, who said that his brother did not die by suicide. He says his brother was murdered.
U.S. security. What do you make of the claim that your brother was, in fact, an intelligence agent?
Well, I've heard this for years already. This is not the first time that's been raised. I have no idea. She didn't tell me what he was doing. So, and I said before, I don't want to speculate on anything because I start speculating, I lose credibility. I like to stick to facts. So I have no idea about what Jeffrey was doing, if for anything. But I do believe he was killed to quiet him for the information he had.
What information?
Well, I've said publicly before in the 2016 election, he told me that he didn't tell me what he knew, but if he said what he knew about the candidates, Trump being one, they'd have to cancel the election. So he obviously had some dirt on Donald, so he said if he said what he knew, they'd have to cancel the election. That's what he told me. You can make out of that whatever you want, but that's a quote. You could take that wherever you want.
What disturbs you the most, Mark Epstein? Let's get off the allegations that your brother was a spy. Although that has now reared its ugly head as an excuse why these files are not being released. We've all heard of redaction. I've had to redact many documents before they are released. And you are to redact or mark out with a black magic marker. That's what I'm talking about, redact. Only sensitive portions. Why can't the files be released with any intelligence-related information, if there is any, redacted? What about the other thousands and thousands and thousands of pages, Mark?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, they should release everything they can. I have no qualms with that. And then the question also becomes, if Bill Barr made the statement, to quash the investigation, that it was a suicide, which, like you said, ends investigations. And Cash Patel is claiming it's a suicide without any expertise, he never saw the body either, and it's quickly deemed a suicide,
This brother said the demon rat's been blanking everyone. Well, brother, let me say this to you. Let me spit this to you straight, brother. Ain't nobody safe on this channel, Playboy. They ain't safe. Mark Epstein said his brother said he had dirt on both Donald J. Trump and Hillary Clinton. Enough dirt that would stop the 2016 election, sir. He didn't say just one side, sir. He said both sides. So you take your Rudy Poo, candy ass out of my chat room, playing sides, sir. We don't play sides. We only play what the truth is. If you don't like that, well, then we got two words for you.
If he was killed, who?
You say you stay going at Trump, though. Do you not listen to my videos, sir? Are you literally not listening to my videos, sir? And what I say in every video? Everybody that listens to this channel, they can all tell you. I don't care about any side. In every single video I talk about, sir, I say that they're all dirty in my opinion, sir. I say that in every single video, sir. Every video. But obviously you don't listen to that part, sir. Well, you're going at Trump. Trump is the current president of the United States of America. If it were Obama, I'd be on his helmet. If it were Joe Biden, I'd be on his helmet. But they're not. The current president of the United States of America. I don't care about Obama. I don't care about Joe Biden. Joe Biden is a horrific leader. He is a disgraceful individual with no honor, no dignity, no morals, no ethics. Get off your knees, sir, and stop crying like a little baby. Running up in here, why are you talking about Trump? Why are you talking about Trump? It doesn't matter. Well, I'm talking about Donald J. Trump. But since you want to know, it's because the reason why we're here right now today, even talking about this, is because Donald J. Trump is the one who brought up this Epstein shit before the election, sir. Not no Democrats. It was Donald J. Trump, Kash Patel, and the rest of the Republican crew who brought up releasing all of the Epstein files before the election, sir. Do you want me to play the tapes? I have that on tape, sir. So you want to get mad at me because I'm just holding them accountable for what they said about one of the most disgraceful people in American history, and Jeffrey Epstein. They stated this all up before the election happened. Let me say it again. You want to keep talking about other things, about people that's not in office right now. That's cool. I have no problem with that. But don't come in here crying with them little boo-boo stains in your drawers, because I'm talking about something that's not only a current affair, but something that Donald J. Trump and his own team pushed. They pushed this. How you going to get mad at the people for saying, hey, man, you told us that you were going to release all the Epstein files, all the MAK files, and all the JFK files. Now when it's time to release all the Epstein files, you want to play tic-tac-toe. You don't want to just release everything. If he would have released everything, would nobody be saying nothing? Like he said he would. But I know you're not going to hold him accountable. So you might as well just take off them knee pads, man, and wipe your face while you at it. Wipe your lips.
What is the hit, so to speak? Who are these people covering up for? That should be the question that we're looking at. Because most people who look at all the facts believe it was a homicide. You know, people see a little bit here, a little bit there. You know, I get these 15 minutes to talk on a podcast or something. You have to look at all the facts. It will take, quite a lot of time. We have amassed a lot of information. And everyone who has seen the bulk of it, nobody thinks it's a suicide. And so who is being protected? That's the question.
For those of you just joining us, we are speaking tonight to Mark Epstein. This is Jeffrey Epstein's brother. And the issue is not whether we like or hate, love or hate Jeffrey Epstein. We don't have to condone what he was accused of doing. Of course we don't. The issue is, why are these files not being released?
And shout out to Valerie Sanders and the Cash App with the donation, and Crystal Price and the PayPal with the donation. Salute to you.
Now, we've been told from the highest source that there is no, quote, client list. There may not be a client list in the way that you imagine. You open a little black book and you go through it alphabetically and you find names and phone numbers and emails and addresses. That may not exist. But those files could contain indications and names, descriptions of events, flights, and so much more to impugn the integrity of many, many highly placed individuals, multimillionaires, celebrities. We don't know. Why don't we know? Because the file...
Shout out to Ramsey and the Cash App with the donation. Yeah, man, it makes me sick, Ramsey. They ain't here talking about some Obama, Hillary Clinton, dirty dossier. Bro, what the hell does that have to do with Donald J. Trump saying he's going to release all the Epstein files? What does that have to do with any of this? Donald Trump and his whole team talked this whole time that they was going to release these Epstein files. This is what they said the whole time before the election. Now that they're in office and the people, they the ones wheeled out the first phase. And everybody was like, hold on, this ain't nothing new. Y'all released all information that was already out. Y'all said y'all was going to release all these files to the general public. Now, and then you're going to turn around and get mad at everybody else and start, oh, what about Obama? What about Hillary Clinton? Emails. Joe Biden. Dirty dossier. Oh, what the hell does that have to do with any of this? Donald J. Trump said himself that he was going to release the Epstein files, all of them. His own team, Kash Patel, all these people. They talked about this before this was a key point in the election. You gonna come in here and get mad at people for talking about what they said. It's not like I put something in Donald Trump's mouth. Pause. He said it. Y'all crazy as hell, man. I'm telling y'all this. Y'all crazy as hell. He said that. The hell is wrong with these people, man? They want to come with 1,000 excuses and stuff like that. Donald Trump is like a tattletale. Anytime he get in trouble, he snitch on everybody else. Ooh, what about him? What about him? What about her? No, what about you?
Not been released. And now with claims that the video from the night of the death, as Mark calls it, the murder, has been doctored. It was released as raw footage. It is anything but raw, according to experts.
Nancy, let me just say something. I don't think somebody got into the tier to kill him and then left. So the video is not going to show that. But what I want to see, which also we can't get, is the video of the infirmary area of the prison. Because when Jeffrey was found dead, after they tried to work on him, which I don't know why, because the autopsy showed he was dead for at least 2 hours when he was found. At least. Most likely a lot more. And there's other reasons for that. But at least 2 hours. So he was taken to the infirmary. When the fire department EMT people got to the jail from the 911 call, Jeff's body was already in the infirmary. So I'd like to see the video footage, on all the cameras from the prison cell where he was to the infirmary and in the infirmary itself.
Yeah, that's a great point. Why did they show all that video of him being in an infirmary, taken to the front? All this was on video. All this has to be on video. It's in a jail. Make it make sense. Why didn't they show all the video? See, this is why you got people gonna ask questions. When you say you're gonna do something, bro, and you don't do it, people gonna be on your helmet, man. Donald Trump and them teed this up themselves. And then you got a whole sector ignoring this type of smoke. It's embarrassing, bro. They act like they really want transparency in the drain the swamp, but they ignoring the biggest story in America. But they want to talk about Obama. Obama said this gay man gave him advice. Oh, Hillary Clinton. What about those emails? Election fraud. Joe Biden. The dirty dossiers. What the hell do that have to do with this? What do that have to do with Donald Trump said? The current president of the United States of America. This ain't something that people just bringing up. They saying it because he and his team were the ones that was talking about this the whole time. Some of y'all, man, like I said, man, the cap is unbelievable, man. The cap is unbelievable. Shout out to Marcy Sancho with the donation. Salute to you. Y'all gotta listen to what people say. The cap is unbelievable, bro. Unbelievable, man. I want y'all to really think about this stuff, man. People have sold their souls to a man, bro. That's why I told y'all I don't respect none of these cats. Down the list. And y'all ask me, well, why don't you vote, Ticket? Because see, no. If it's two stains, why would I vote for either one? I'm not finna do that. I'm not finna attribute to more foolishness being put in office. No, you give us a candidate that's about what he say he about, and it's about the people, and then I'll get out there and go vote. Other than that, I ain't voting for none of that bullshit. Because they all liars. They all capping. Prove it otherwise. Prove me otherwise. Prove me that they ain't liars and cappers. Prove it to me. Liars, cappers. Right down the line. Nasty work going on. Disgusting work going on. But they want to hide this truth from y'all. And one side want to point at the other side. It's like little 5-year-olds arguing with each other. One get in trouble and the other one, once they get in trouble, but Hillary did that. That's Donald Trump, like a little 3-year-old. But Obama did that. No. What about you? What about what you said? We're going to get Obama. What about you said? Y'all don't want to tell the truth, man. It's sad, man. We live in a world full of people who have compromised themselves, bro. You can't compromise yourself for nobody, bro. Period, man. You stand on truth, and that's just what it is. Once you compromise yourself, it's a wrap, dog. It's a wrap once you compromise yourself. And I'm just keeping it real. People have completely compromised themselves in this world we live in. I want y'all to think about that. Sold their souls. Sold their soul. Y'all see it going on. Y'all see it going on. So I'm telling y'all what it is, man. But man, this situation with the lawyer dying, man, bro, crazy work, man. How he died yesterday, man. They said he was still working at the law firm until yesterday and just died. Bro, you can't make this up, bro. I know people gonna have, it's gonna be like 1,000 excuses continuing to come. Bro, you can't make this up, man. I'm sorry, man. We can't make this up, bro. When you see something ain't right, you know something ain't right, bro. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. When you see something ain't right, you know something ain't right. The people ain't stupid, man. The people ain't stupid, man. We see what's going on, bro. All of a sudden now, this man dead, yo. Now you tell me, all of a sudden, he dead. He dead all of a sudden. Shout out to Terry T. Baby Davis with the donation in the Cash App. Salute to you. She said, for your hard work, salute to you. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, she said these people on cap. People on cap. They on cap. I don't respect it. Right? I don't respect it. I'm just telling you what it is. Right? Yeah, man. It's sad, bro. It's sad what's going on in this world, man. You know, people have sold their souls to a side, bro. And people have picked a side instead of picking the truth. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. People would rather pick a side than pick truth. And people will say, oh, the Democrats. Oh, the Republicans. What about all of them? What about all of them? What about that? What about all of them on cap? No, dude. My side is perfect. It's the Democrats. No, it's the Republicans, man. They're all dirty. Imagine that. But Epstein allegedly told his brother that he had enough dirt on Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton to end the election. Think about that. He didn't just say Donald Trump. He said, and Hillary Clinton. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. I dropped some mic. They got people out here going crazy. I'm gonna pick it back up 1 second. Hold on. They got people out here losing their mind, going crazy over politics and presidential elections. And these people don't even know these people. These people out here risking everything, arguing with people every day, talking crazy, don't even know these people personally, just acting a fool. Shout out to One Joyful Ladybug with a donation. Salute to you. Acting a fool. And this is how people gonna act. It don't make no sense whatsoever. Got people out here arguing and fussing and fighting and going hard and destroying each other every day over people they don't even know. Think about that. Think about that. Think about that. Disgusting work. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Hey, I really appreciate you guys for supporting the channel, supporting the network. Like, share, and subscribe once again. There are links. Get the free membership on our website. That way you guys won't miss any of our news update stories or videos. They're all on the website, ticketvmedia.com. You go over there. You can go right to the members part and become a free member. That way you guys will get all the updates. Also, Straight Drought Weight Loss Formula. Make sure y'all go tap in and copy some of that, as well as subscribing to our podcast show. Link will be pinned at the top of the chat down there below. And also, we just appreciate all y'all who support the channel. Cash App, PayPal.